Major League Soccer is on the air.
Rewind to Red October and the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, MLS Cup 98. The Fire survives an early scare and cranks it up against DC United. Novak to put Brozhny for the lead, then a deflected shot off of Gutierrez for the dagger. The Fire wins it all in its first season. We'll take time tonight to celebrate again at Soldier Field. One last chance to raise the roof for the Fire and their fans before we put that championship season into the vault and get on with the business of 1999. Welcome in Brian Davis and Kenny Stern. The Fire opening their 1999 home season tonight against the Dallas Burn. But one last chance to celebrate an achievement unmatched in North American sports history at least. A first-year team in an established league coming in and winning it all in year one as the Fire did in 1998. Tonight, we raise the banner, we distribute the rings.
When we came on air last season, we discussed the fact that the Chicago Fire looked like anything but a first-year franchise, and certainly that tag seemed to be inappropriate as they went on and won 2 championships.
Well, and you know from your experience how hard that is, and we'll talk about that as we go along, but stay with us. The festivities are about to begin at Soldier Field. We're glad you're along for the ride on Chicago's lakefront.
Would you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Santiago, Montevideo,
in 32 cities,
Sao Paulo, Santa Cruz,
throughout 18 countries,
Mexico City, Buenos Aires.
with over 100 flights a day, no other airline in the world brings you the promise of Latin America like we do.
Belo Horizonte.
Stars talking, stories breaking, the show that covers and uncovers the world of sports. The Emmy-nominated Going Deep, Sundays at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome to this pregame special at Soldier Field in Chicago as the Fire in front of a slowly building house and a chilly night on Chicago's lakefront prepares to kick off its home season against the Dallas Burn. But before that, one more celebration of that championship season. The Fire winning MLS Cup 98, and then for good measure coming back to Chicago a few days later last October and winning the National Club Championship as well, the U.S. Open Cup. The Fire tonight receiving their championship rings, and here at Soldier Field, we will also raise that championship banner. As I say, there is a decent crowd building here on Chicago's lakefront. We are also chock full of dignitaries, including the Commissioner of Major League Soccer, Doug Logan. Also, Governor George Ryan here to kick out the first ball tonight. Bob Sanderman, the president of the Chicago Fire and 1999's MLS Executive of the Year, the Chicago Fire General Manager Peter Wilt. Kenny Stern is on the field as the Fire takes the field. Kenny, nice standing ovation.
It certainly is, Brian, and it's not only for the team, but this is really about the fans as well. Good opportunity for them to worship their team and show their respect and appreciation for what was accomplished last season.
Let's go to the public address and PA announcer Howard Bolson.
Los Angeles in the Western Conference playoffs. They dethroned DC United 2-0 for the MLS Cup 98 championship. And to top it off, they won the U.S. Open Cup, beating Columbus 2-1. Let's hear it for the 1998 double champions, your Chicago Fire! the general manager of the Chicago Fire, Peter Wilt, as he presents the 1998 championship ring to the president of the Chicago Fire, Mr. Bob Sanderman. And now Mr. Sanderman will return the courtesy as he presents the ring to general manager Peter Wilt. Peter Wilt was 1998 MLS Executive of the Year. And now President San will present the ring to All Sport MLS Coach of the Year, Bob Bradley. Assistant Coach, Mike Jeffries. And Assistant Coach, Dennis Hamlet. And now, the reigning MLS Cup 98 and U.S. Open Cup champions. Number 14, Chris Armas. Number 2, C.J. Brown. Number 8, Diego Gutierrez. Number 19, Josh Keller. Number 41, Frankie Klobas. Number 11, Roman Kosetsky. Number 3, Richie Kachow. Number 5, Lubos Kubik. Number 7, Manny Lagos. Number 17, Andrew Lewis. Number 15, Jesse Marsh. Number 20, Francis Ocaro. Number 9, Jerzy Pobrodsky. Number 12, Ante Razov. Number 6, Tommy Sohn. Number 18, Zach Thornton. Number 16, Josh Wolf. And number 10, the captain, Heydar Novak.
You know, those rings are pretty special, but I will also suggest to you that you could not put a price on some of the smiles that we saw on the faces of the Fire, their coaching staff, and the front office staff. Your 1998 MLS Cup champion, Chicago Fire. Again, we put this one now into the vault and get on with 1999. The Fire and Dallas Burn coming up at Soldier Field.
Listen carefully to the sound of my voice. You are getting sleepy, very sleepy. Sports news is more important than anything else in the world. It's more important than real news. It's more important than eating. You will watch every edition of Fox Sports News. And don't tell anybody about my plans for world domination. Thank you.
Taught me all about Chicago. To get around, I take CIA.
It's the CTA.
And when Frank takes me to Greek town, I hear Oprah!
Oprah, you watch.
Yes, I buried in Water Tower Palace.
Water Tower Place. Buckingham's a palace.
Buckingham's a fountain. How long you live here, Frank?
It's the Fire and the LA Galaxy in a Western Conference showdown. Saturday, April 17th at 7 p.m. Call for tickets today. Fire!
When vandals destroyed Lowell Elementary School's brand new computer center, they also shattered the hopes and dreams of 600 students. The computer center is back, thanks to an unsolicited $50,000 grant from the Chicago Bulls. Every year, the Bulls support hundreds of worthy causes throughout Chicago. And how do the students feel? The Chicago Bulls, leading the league in assists.
Brian Davis back at Soldier Field. Kenny Stern on the sidelines.
1998's MLS Executive of the Year, Fire General Manager Peter Will. Peter, congratulations, a great night.
Thank you very much, Kenny. I feel like a kid on Christmas morning.
Let's take a look at the ring.
This is the biggest present that kid could ever get. I haven't seen it yet. We're all seeing it together for the first time. It's a thing of beauty. This is gorgeous.
Congratulations. Congratulations once again, and hopefully there's a lot more to go tonight.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Fire fans, and thank you especially Coach Bradley and the team.
Back up to you, Brian.
Kenny, thank you very much. We have got some great evidence of what kind of fans we have here in Chicago tonight. A year ago, a little bit more, year and a week, the Fire opened up before nearly 35,000 fans at Soldier Field against the Tampa Bay Mutiny. Tonight, there was all kind of question about what we would have here at Soldier Field because of the weather factor. We actually were blessed with a great day until about 4:30 this afternoon. Then the clouds rolled in, and the wind shifted to straight out of the east off of Lake Michigan. Still, tens of thousands are on hand here on Chicago's lakefront, and the crowd is still rolling in. This group feels good. Bob Bradley has said that not only does it feel good to be a part of the group as a fan, it feels good to the Fire because the support he thinks that this team gets is unparalleled in Major League Soccer, and they get a chance to show their stuff again tonight. Fire and Burn coming up at Soldier Field.
Would you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Fascination, I know, seeing you alone with the moonlight above. Then I touched your hand, and next moment I kissed you.
This couple danced the night away every Friday for 37 years. ComEd, what do you do with your power?
On the next Bulls Sox Underground, the kids are playing for real. We'll look back at the White Sox opening week. Plus, the Bulls march on to the finish line. All that and more on the next Bulls Sox Underground. Tomorrow at 11:30 on Fox Sports Net Chicago.
Oh, does Gracious want to play? You silly.
Hey, lady, watch your dog.
Zephyr?
Get your dog.
Come on, darling.
Get your
Zephyr.
dog. Lady, get your...
Put it to the line. Here's Murphy. A touch. Oh, what a save.
The Hawks invade Washington looking to ditch some capital punishment. Hawks Capitals Monday at 5:30 on Fox Sports Net Chicago.
Can't miss Baseball Thursday. This week, Kevin Brown leads the Dodgers into the desert to face the young and hungry D-backs. Can't miss Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net Chicago.
Beat him in the alley?
You beat him on the ice.
Thank you! Thank you!
Goalies are targets.
Hall of Famer Phil Esposito breaking down the ice. Nightly at 10 on Fox Sports News Primetime.
Major League Soccer is on the air.
Ante Razov's getting lots of attention, but you spell Fire, T-E-A-M. How about this dazzling display by Peter Novak and C.J. Brown last week at Miami? Jason Kreis opened 1999 with a hat trick for Dallas, and the Burn comes to Chicago gunning for a team shutout record. Dallas helped fuel the Fire's title run last year. They meet again tonight. Well, we've had some fun. Now it's down to business as the Fire plays its home opener against the Dallas Burn at Soldier Field. Welcome in Brian Davis and Kenny Stern. The Fire off to a great start in 1999. They have won 3 in a row. They have outscored their opposition 10-2. In Dallas tonight, more of a defensive look, Kenny.
These two teams played very competitively against each other last season. Dallas was able to beat the Fire only once in those 5 matches, including the U.S. Open Cup semifinal. But in 4 of those 5 matches, that game was decided by only 1 goal.
A key addition to the Chicago lineup, Roman Kosetsky, is back in Bob Bradley's first 11 after serving a 3-game suspension to start the year.
Roman Kosetsky is one of the most exciting and animated players in Major League Soccer. And if Chicago's going to be able to penetrate a stingy Dallas defense that's allowed no goals this season, they're going to need their number 11.
Also back in the lineup, Jerzy Podbrozny, who missed last week's game at Miami with a leg injury. Jason Kreis for Dallas, the Burns' all-time leading scorer. This guy opened with a 3-goal game to start 1999.
Jason Kreis is a very talented player. He attacks out of the midfield. His role changes a little bit with Dante Washington joining the lineup off the injury list, and in Kreis, Dallas has a player who can attack.
If Jason Kreis was hot in the season opener, what adjective do you have for Ante Rossoff? 2 goals and an assist in each of his first 3 games, 15 points. He is well atop the MLS score sheet. Fire and Burn are getting ready to kick it off at Soldier Field.
Would you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Today, if you're competing globally, choosing the right business partner isn't just important. It can be a matter of survival. And that's why you need a partner like American Airlines. With daily nonstops to Tokyo, New York, and London, and more nonstops from O'Hare to Europe than any other airline, American is there to help you open every door and close every deal. Because while American means business in Chicago, so do you.
Would you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Fox Sports Net presents Wheels of Steel, starring David Coulthard.
I love the smell of running rubber.
Rubens Barrichello.
I drive, therefore I am.
Michael Schumacher.
I drive the Ferrari.
World champ Mika Hakkinen as the Finnish Flash. And Damon Hill.
You want me to act now?
Get ready for some real speed.
Sound barrier. Ha!
Formula One's Brazilian Grand Prix. Sunday at 4 on Fox Sports Net, Chicago.
The Chicago Fire on Fox Sports Net Chicago is brought to you by American Airlines, something special in the air. By Subway, the way a sandwich should be. By LaSalle Banks, the bank that works. And by Honda of Lisle. Illinois Governor Jim Ryan kicking out the first ball and shaking hands with Peter Novak, the captain, as Major League Soccer Commissioner Doug Logan looks on. A brisk and breezy night here in Chicago, but we have heated up the house with the pregame festivities, and now the Fire will try to heat it up on the pitch as they open their home schedule against the Dallas Burn. Let's take a look at your American Airlines starting lineups in between the posts for the Burn. The youngest keeper in MLS, Matt Jordan, the former Clemson University star, taking the place of the injured Mark Dodd. Injuries a factor up and down Dave Durr's Dallas lineup, and here is how it will look in front of Jordan tonight at Soldier Field. Mickey Trotman and Dante Washington will be the front runners. Jason Christ playing a more withdrawn role and distributing the ball. Look in the back. Richard Ferrer is sweeping in place of the injured Mark Santel. For Chicago, as always, big Zach Thornton last season set an MLS record with a goals against average of 1.17. And here, for the first time in 1999, is Bob Bradley's first choice 11, which includes Razov and Kosecki as the strikers. Novak distributing, Podbrozny playing more withdrawn, and everybody in back we've seen already this season as the Fire has roared out to a 3-0 record, 3 regulation victories, 9 points to open the season away from home, which really, Kenny, sets the table well here.
Some interesting matchups out there. Peter Novak, the Chicago captain, will be marked tightly by Leonel Alvarez. Alvarez, one of the better defensive midfielders in Major League Soccer. He's played in 51 regular season matches, has 3 goals, 28 cautions, been ejected 4 times. So Novak better have his thickest shin guards on tonight.
The Fire in those red unis that have a little brighter hue to them this season. Francis Okaro, the Nigerian national, the general, a staple in central defense for Chicago. Francis will turn 35 years of age this year, but he has still got speed that many of us at that point in our lives would absolutely love to have. Leonel Alvarez is the captain of the Dallas Burn, signed his first pro contract in 1983. The ball is chipped by Ted Eck into the area and nobody home. Alvarez, the Colombian national out of Medellin. Long service for Razov and nobody home. Foul is called on Kosecki as he pushes Ted Eck out of the way. There's a look at the Kaiser, the captain, Peter Novak. A week ago matched Razov's output with 2 goals and an assist.
Both those players received consideration for MLS Player of the Week, but that went to the goalkeeper of New England, player coach Walter Zenga, 39 years of age, Spider-Man. An outstanding game in the 1-0 shutout for the Revolution.
Lubos Kubik, part of the Eastern Bloc, the 4-man Eastern European contingent that got virtually no respect to begin 1998, now is amongst the most respected unit in Major League Soccer for what they did a year ago. Kubik fouled by Jason Christ. Kubik last week at Miami showed brilliantly what he can do when he goes forward, splitting the Miami defense and setting Peter Novak up on the first of Novak's 2 goals.
Viewing audience will notice the darker color grass at the far side and the near side of the midfield areas. They put a little bit of turf in there for the beginning of this season. And the field conditions are not great.
Temox Suarez off a sloppy play down in the corner. Bends the ball. He was looking for Dante Washington coming down the right wing. Big Zach gobbles it up.
We speak about matchup. Here's an interesting one. The referee in the middle, Noel Kenny, and Roman Kosecki. Roman was red carded in a preseason game. It was Kenny. Roman was deemed to have abused the official in that game. That's why he missed the first 3 games of this season. So it will be interesting to see how those two interact tonight.
It will also be interesting to see how Chicago's offense does with the new cog Kosetsky against a tighter, more disciplined Bern defensive unit. Last year, they were beaten 8-1 by Los Angeles during the regular season and 6-1 during the MLS playoffs. They have tightened things up, and Dallas no longer plays that kind of freewheeling game that can leave you exposed in the back. Teymar Suarez and Jesse Marsch keeps it alive, looking for Razov right at about the 6-yard line. Doesn't get there and cleared.
Nice dummy on the part of Razov. He let it play through. Jesse was a little bit slow reacting to it, but eventually caught up with it in the corner.
Novak. Razov. Difficult touch for Diego Gutierrez. Now Kosetsky turns on Eric Dade. The cross out. Corner kick for the Fire.
No question, Roman Kosetsky's hungry. He missed the tail end of the regular season with the hamstring injury last year, missed the first 3 games this season. The club has been successful without him, so he wants to show them that he's going to be ready for them when they need him.
One thing that's been consistent already, Novak and Chris Armas amongst the leaders in fouls suffered in Major League Soccer. Too much air under the ball for Ante Razov. Into touch for the Fire. Jerzy Podbrozny strained his quadriceps muscle on his left leg. Good 1-2 combination, at least the idea between Podbrozny and Razov. Podbrozny was sent back to Chicago for an MRI, which really showed a mild sprain, or strain rather, and that was it. Loose ball, and Kubik in a foot race with Mickey Trotman. Kubik, the 1998 MLS Defender of the Year. Trotman played for Fire assistant coach Mike Jeffries with the New Orleans Storm in the A-League 2 seasons ago.
We discussed how competitive these clubs were last season. 4 matches determined by 1 goal. Early on, it was Chicago winning that initial match 1-0 on a Lubos Kubik penalty kick. That coming in the 64th minute, and then the only game that was one-sided, a 4-1 Chicago romp on July 1st. 4 first-half goals for the Fire. Kubik then chipped the goalkeeper for the lone goal in Dallas, 1-0 on the 4th of July. And on the 10th of September, Dallas won their only match. Jorge Rodriguez scoring with 1 second left in regulation time to win that one.
Good service from Kubik to Gutierrez. Leaves it for the captain. Combination play. Great feed for Gutierrez. He gets the left foot into it, but not much on the grass cutter. Easy pickings for Matt Jordan.
Excellent give-and-go work by Chicago. Gutierrez lost his man. The left-footed shot just not well hit. It is lumpy out there in front of those goals, and the players may be a little bit reluctant. But here you're going to see the replay. Gutierrez playing it right through the middle, loses the midfielder that was supposed to be marking him, and then the left-footed shot, unfortunately, not well taken. Jordan holding his position well.
Great first touch return by Razov. Matt Jordan played 45 minutes. That was the extent of it in 1998. Also played 12 games with the Project 40, the Pro 40 select team, which played in the A-League. Join the Fire for its next home games Saturday next week, April 17th, 7 p.m. against Los Angeles. For tickets, 888 MLS Fire. C.J. Brown, an overlapping run, he joined the play, but some miscommunication with Armas in the midfield. Roman Kosetsky.
We have discussed the fact that Alvarez is looking to mark up on Novak. Make no mistake about it, if they try to mark Peter Novak out of the game, that will create opportunities for the other midfielders. And even Chris Armas is likely to step forward from his defensive role, as we've seen early on in the season.
Good ball on the left wing for Kosetsky. It's a foot race with Eric Dade. Gutierrez intercepts. But Grozny keeps it alive and then peels to the right wing. Razov with a lot of space, and Podbrozny left unmarked. Marsh lays it off into space. Look at the Fire working in tight quarters. Kosetsky's cross. Headed away by Brandon Pollard, but the Fire keeps it alive. Podbrozny matched 2 against 1. Price leaves it for Dante Washington, and Zach Thornton is all the way beyond the 18-yard line to take that one away.
Razov taken to the ground, the foul whistle. The great read in the back by Zach Thornton, though, really launched the attack for Chicago and also prevented Dallas from what appeared early on to be a good goal-scoring opportunity.
You talk about the marking assignments. Eric Dade will have Roman Kosetsky tonight. Brandon Pollard will see a lot of Ante Razov with help from the sweeper Fair. Leonel Alvarez under pressure from Razov decides not to play it back to his keeper Jordan. Remember last week, though, Razov undressed Miami Fusion defenders twice inside the 18-yard line and wound up with both of his goals out of that.
I think players will be reluctant to play it back to the keeper. This field is inviting for a bad bounce, which could lead for a goal. You can't help as you look at Matt Jordan to think about Mark Dodd, Dallas's very, very fine goalkeeper who's out with a knee injury. Also missing for Dallas is Chad Deering, maybe their best midfielder, Oscar Pereira, and also another midfielder in Mark Santel. So the Dallas Burn, which was hit with the injury bugs last season, doesn't have a great start to this season when it comes to the injuries, but they do appear to be a little bit deeper when they have to go to the bench and promote some of those players off the bench.
Dallas is meeting the Fire pretty much at the half line and really clogging up the midfield. And so unlike the last 3 weeks when the Fire was able to get some things going against teams that have struggled so far, well, actually San Jose, they won the shootout today. They're 3-1. The Fire is going to need to be a little bit more intentional. But Podbrozny, long-distance right footer, well wide. The Fire will need to be a little bit more intentional in terms of advancing the attack tonight against the Bird.
Well, when you do not allow any goals, it means you're well organized in the back, and it also means you defend well as a team with all 10 field players.
The Dallas Burn has established tonight in the first 11-plus minutes of this match a new club record. They came in with 238 consecutive shutout minutes. They needed 243 to tie the Burn mark, and they are now well past that. Novak has room. That ball will not continue. Razov, Podbrozny, side of the right foot. This is what this field can do to you. That was a good lead for Razov. Foul is called against Gutierrez. Follow the Fire on the internet all season long at www.chicago-fire.com.
You mentioned that record that the Burn set their club record for defensive.
Kosetsky double-teamed his cross. And Ante Razov was in the neighborhood.
Another record that was extended today, the Kansas City Wizards, they did score a goal, but that goal came in the 87th minute to tie that match. 637 minutes they went without scoring a goal all the way back to last season. But the Wizards came away with one today, even though they did not get the result. And maybe that's a sign of better things to come for the group in Kansas City.
Wow, Richard Ferrer, I don't know if he's hit a ball that badly since he was in high school. Novak. Ferrer, a nice recovery and into touch for the Fire deep. Ferrer sweeping again with Mark Santel out of the lineup. He was spent the offseason at home in South Africa. Said it really did wonders for his mental state. A role player he had become, in his word, complacent.
David Durr likes Richard Ferrer. He's a very versatile player. He's playing as the sweeper back position this year, and he has also been named the team captain.
Armas. Kosetsky is taken down
Corner kick.
And that'll be a corner for the Fire.
Good win of the ball by Eric Dade. Koseski was getting ready to hit the scoreboard. Dade slides in and does get the ball cleanly. Koseski goes over the legs of Eric Dade, but you see right there, Dallas is number 2, winning the ball cleanly. Chicago applying the pressure, though, now with the corner kick.
Far post, Razov was looking not for 1 goal, but for 3 points.
Well, Ante went high with that one, but it was not a good read by the goalkeeper. Jordan came off the line, tried to punch that out of danger, did not get any piece of that ball. And sometimes a young goalkeeper could have his confidence rattled a little bit. He knows he got away with a mistake there.
Well, he is like many of the young keepers in MLS. Very athletic, very quick off of his line, but again, this is a guy who has played 2 games, plus the 1/2 the last game of last season, and decision-making is an issue. That's a progression that Zach Thornton had to go through. This game is 15 minutes old, and so far it has been much Chicago. For group and season ticket information, you can call the Fire ticket office at 888 MLS Fire.
David Durr, the Bern coach, has stated that he thinks this could be a breakout season for Matt Jordan. My question is, was that stated before or after Mark Dodd went down with the injury?
Armas up the line. In traffic. Wins the ball, advances to Marsh.
Oh, he's got to be booked for that foul.
He's going into the book, no question about it, as Ante Razov goes down hard. Eric Dade receives the yellow card in the 16th minute.
6'1", 190 pounds. Eric Dade has stated that he likes to hit people. If he had a choice of playing another sport, he would have liked to have been a football player. This is a late, sloppy foul, and Dallas's number 2 should consider himself fortunate that the color of that card is yellow. Major League Soccer's leading scorer, Ante Razov, down on the field, getting some medical attention right now, and he appears to be in a little bit of agony.
Razov has had a great start to this season. Here in the arena tonight in Chicago is his dad, Mile, who played professionally in Croatia, and says one reason that Ante has been able to achieve success at this level is that when he was a kid, he always played at higher age groups, sometimes with boys as much as 3 years older than he was.
Ante certainly achieved. He was without a job at the beginning of last season. He's now Major League Soccer's Player of the Month. He's been on all 3 Soccer America teams. Chicago with a dangerous free kick opportunity now. Dallas sets up that wall 10 yards away.
Kubik off the free kick. Dallas knows a little bit about what he can do. Straight into the wall, cleaned up by Brown, but CJ not able to field it cleanly.
By the way, Ante with the off-season shoulder surgery, also the ankle problem. They were checking the left knee for any damage, but he got up quick and said, let's play soccer.
Alvarez, the forearm shiver to Armas, play on. His service for Price into the area. Crossed, but blocked and crossed again. Zach Thornton, strong move over Dante Washington. Razov dummies and Armas carries the play. Tough touch. And the strip for Dallas. As this match progresses, depth may be an issue. Trotman is down.
Mickey Trotman down. It'll be a throw-in. We spoke about Matt Jordan unable to punch that ball. Here's how the ball is supposed to be punched out. The ball served high in the air. Zach comes out. He makes no mistake about it. He gets his fist on it. He punches it high in the air so that it cannot hit either a teammate or the opposition, and it's safely knocked out of danger.
Pollard. Washington trying to split the Fire defense.
Dallas playing with 10 players right now. This Trotman is receiving some medical attention.
Dave Durr has 4 frontline players on the shelf already. Chad Deering, the U.S. national team player, Mark Dodd, Mark Santel, and also midfielder Oscar Pareja. Gutierrez. Ball is played out by Zarco Rodriguez for a corner kick for the Fire. Chicago to this point out shooting Dallas 3-0. Alvarez blocks the corner. Mickey Trotman coming up the touchline, and I'm not sure, but I think that Dave Durr might have to substitute for him. Looks like he's complaining of a stinger. Kosecki, the strip, the cross.
That's a well-served ball by Roman Kosecki. Just struck properly enough to tease the goalkeeper off the line, but Jordan could not get this one. The one thing that worked probably against Chicago here is this came right after a quick steal, and I don't think the Fire was able to get the players forward in the numbers they needed to support Kosecki on the far post.
Roman bent that ball beautifully. Here's Trotman. I think what Dave Durr in the end was indicating to the 4th official is that Trotman got elbowed in the neck.
The problem there is the 4th official has to tell the 3rd official, who has to tell the 2nd official, who has to tell the referee, who usually says what?
Novak picks Price's pocket. A little too much on the feet for Kosecki. Take a look at Peter Novak's uniform, the 1999 Fire red replica jerseys now on sale. To get your replica kit, check out the Fire gear section on the Chicago Fire website, www.chicago-fire.com. Long service from Ted Eck. Service indeed. Service to the Fire.
Ted Eck wears number 41, and I don't know where else in the world there's currently a soccer game going on where each team has a player that wears number 41. Eck for Dallas and Frank Lopez for Chicago.
Which begs another issue. You talk about Dallas's problems with injuries. Chicago's bench is that much stronger tonight, with Klopas going to a reserve role along with Josh Wolf. Rodriguez for Trotman, marked by Brown. Blocked out for the Burns first corner kick. There's Dave Durr, Chicago area guy from Des Plaines.
Well, Dave knows what it's like to put attacking teams on the field, but his club struggled. So this year he's playing it a little bit tighter. And his club did extremely well with all the injuries they had last season to win 15 games and make the playoffs.
Now Dallas also scored 43 goals. That was the lowest in Major League Soccer in 1998. Down goes Jason Price. Chris Armas. Tough collision. Let's take a look at how this thing is shaken out. We've seen a lot of contact in the midfield.
That is Chris Armas a little bit late on the foul. Jason Price down to the ground, and a good goal-scoring chance here as Dallas lines up for the free kick.
Armas no longer the well-kept secret that he really, in a sense, was when Bob Bradley pushed and pushed and pushed to get him from the Los Angeles Galaxy before last season. Noel Kenny insisting the Fire go back. Now Suarez's chip is headed away by Armas. Suarez back to the 18-yard line. Eck loses the battle in the air, put in by Rodriguez, but over everything and wide as well.
Jorge Zarco Rodriguez sending it high. Zarco, incidentally, means the green-eyed one. So you know that Jorge Rodriguez's eyes aren't blue.
Welcome to Soldier Field. Brian Davis and Kenny Stern, the Chicago Fire, after receiving their 1998 championship rings and after we raised the banner here on Chicago's lakefront, opening the 1999 home schedule against the Dallas Burn. We're in the 25th minute and we are scoreless, but it has been much Chicago. 63% possession time for the Fire, and they have also outshot the Burn decisively here in the first 25 minutes. For single game tickets to all Fire matches, Ticketmaster at 312-559-1212 or the Fire 888 MLS Fire. You're talking, Kenny, about Zarco Rodriguez. He was the Burns Defensive Player of the Year as well as their Player of the Year last season.
He scored one of the most dramatic goals of the season. That goal against Chicago, the only game that Dallas won, the 10th of September, with 1 second remaining in regulation time. Rodriguez found the net and gave Dallas the victory at the Cotton Bowl.
That was a great lesson for the Fire at the time about focus, about not giving up. Most of the Fire players will tell you very simply there were 12 seconds on the clock when Mark Dodd started the sequence, and the Fire players more or less thought it was over, gave up on it. It was a huge victory for the Burn at the time. It helped advance them into the playoffs, where they were eliminated by Los Angeles. Jason Price is having difficulty tonight locating the ball.
His legs separated a little bit too wide there, and Chris Armas just slided it right through the middle. Chris getting an appreciative round of applause from the locals.
Armas serves Razov, double team. Has help and uses it, but a tough touch by Gutierrez. Trotman double team and stripped, and then he commits the foul. Out of bounds throw in for Chicago.
Somewhat of an awkward call by the referee. I believe he took the advantage away from Chicago and would have been better off not blowing the whistle. But I think he blew the whistle when the assistant referee held up the flag. And that's why he did have to make. There's no advantage, of course, if the ball crossed the line, and it's a throw-in for Chicago.
Novak does not like that ball. In fact, nobody likes that ball, and you can hear on the field, Mike, throw this one away.
I think the players are blaming the ball. It looks like an egg out there, but as this field gets in condition, it'll be much better shape when the Fire plays their next match here at Soldier Field.
Great matchup in the midfield. Both with outstanding work rates. Jesse Marsh now working the left side. Francis O'Caro off of Brozny, Kosetsky.
That ball was won by the Dallas defender. Otherwise, Roman's going straight at goal. It started in the midfield with some excellent work by Chris Armas on the quick free kick. Great through ball by Brozny and a good play by the defender.
Fire had changed up their attack just a little bit. Francis O'Carroll coming out of the back, playing in the midfield. Jesse Marsh playing the left side of the midfield instead of his usual right wing. Here's Novak. Good tackle by Ted Eck. Another Western Illinois product. Along with Fire defensive reserve Tommy Sohn. Down in a heap goes Kosa. Play on the ruling. Brandon Pollard wins it. Temoc Suarez bounds the ball long and out of bounds.
Moments earlier, Chicago, great opportunity. Armas is taken down in the midfield, always staying alert. He picks up the ball, places it down, plays the quick free kick to Probrozny, and eventually the through ball to Kosetsky, and a fine defensive play prevented Chicago from that goal-scoring opportunity. But that's just an alert play by number 14, Chris Armas.
Kubik dances Alvarez. Razov can't beat the double team.
Good win of the ball there by Ferrer. Otherwise, Razov would have been going straight at goal.
Goal kick for Dallas. Ready? Fire back home after a good week of practice, and had a good week of practice at Hallis Hall in Lake Forest after spending the entire preseason on the road in Mexico and then in Florida. The guys had some fun yesterday with the hard rain that fell in the Chicago area. Gutierrez, Podbrozny. Dallas back defensively. Podbrozny's left footer saved by Jordan. You know, there is no easier way to attend a Fire game than with the purchase of a Fire Flex Plan. The Flex Plan is a booklet of 20 undated vouchers to be used as you choose throughout the regular season. Saves you money, saves you time, gets you great seats, and truly caters to your busy schedule. More information, 1-888-MLS-FIRE.
You had a good look at Chicago's best crack at goal. Probrozny with the hard shot. And it was set up by Gutierrez, filtering into the middle. Usually Diego opens up on the left side. He filtered into the middle, found some space, and was able to get Probrozny one-on-one with the Dallas defender. That shot was well struck by Yerzy, straight at Jordan, however, and Jordan with the sure hands made the save.
Great effort by Gutierrez. Saved some danger as Rodriguez worked the ball low after the turnover.
You notice in conditions such as we have tonight, when the field gets a little lumpy, the players are looking for a nice high bounce to get those shots off. They're not quite as comfortable with the ball rolling on the ground to start swinging the leg at a crack at goal.
Armas guards the ball nicely for Novak. Chicago pushing the attack. Kosetsky's cross, and very nearly an own goal off the head of Brandon Pollard.
Oh, that one had wrong goal written all over it. Chicago's going to play it in quick on the far side.
Peter Novak had a great idea with Razov and C.J. Brown inside the keeper's box.
Earlier, it was Chicago on the attack. The ball served into the middle, and Matt Jordan will come off the line. He gets caught in no man's land. He wants the ball. He must have been a little bit late with the call because Brandon Pollard felt the need to try to head that one out of danger.
Here's trouble. Trotman uncorks the right footer. Corner kick, Dallas.
The corner kick for Dallas.
An excellent ball out of the back, and Mickey Trotman is able to eventually run onto this one He tries to hit it with his preferred right foot. It takes that nice high bounce we were talking about. But Chicago, converging defensively, was able to get that ball knocked over the end line for a Dallas corner kick.
Trotman started the season on the bubble. Scored the Burns' first goal of the season. Price followed that up with the hat trick against Kansas City. The in-swinger passed everybody. Richard Ferrer at the 18-yard line can't even flag it down. First action of 1999 after being bothered for most of last season by an ankle injury. He was on the shelf the first 2 matches of 99 because of a hamstring problem. Dave Durr would very much like for him to get back to his 1997 production levels. 12 goals, 6 assists. He had 7 and 5 a year ago.
Dante Washington is a player that when he's running well up front, you don't need to attack in great numbers. He can do a lot without support. So you really wonder what would happen if Dante ever got the support he needed.
Dallas still has an issue with distributing the ball in the attack. Jason Price has got some talent there, but his role has been changed from time to time. Kedek makes a move forward. Jorge Rodriguez taken down by Diego Gutierrez, and the foul is called.
I think the field won out there. No question Diego did make a pushing foul, but Diego stumbled originally, and then he got to his feet. Rodriguez stumbled. Diego stumbled again, and the last time he landed on top of Rodriguez. Dallas with the free kick. Thus far, Chicago's been well organized on the back, but another opportunity for the Burns.
Price bends it. And a corner kick for the Burn as C.J. Brown got a piece of it. Dante Washington.
Dante Washington got away with a little bit of a push right there against C.J. Brown. C.J. did what he had to do, though, and just nodded the ball out of danger. And another corner kick for the Burns.
Demas Suarez, here's another guy that Dave Durr would like to get going. Bends it out, cleared by Razov. Podbrozny, combination play with Kubik, and Jerzy Podbrozny has got space. Good recovery by Rodriguez. Square ball to Marsh. Novak, one touch, Kosecki double teamed and stripped by Pollard.
This will be a throw-in for Chicago. That opportunity came after an excellent run by Podbrozny as he was able to initiate the counterattack up the Dallas corner.
Alvarez strips Armas. Armas keeps working it. Corner kick, Chicago.
What a battle. Two of Major League Soccer's best defensive midfielders going at it right there. Neither of them won out. Eventually, Chris Armas able to force Alvarez into knocking it over the end line. But it reminded me of a hockey battle where all the players clear away and let the two main combatants go at it.
Novak, Razov, the header. Cleared away. Yesterday with all the rain, what a sight it was to see Peter Novak, Roman Kosecki, Ante Razov all doing flying belly flops through the huge puddles at Farwell Field behind Hallis Hall in Lake Forest and Lake Forest College.
Farwell Field will never be the same.
You ask Kosa after that, well, are you ready? And he gives you a big old grin as if to say, what do you think? believe the field is tilting west to east tonight because you could not send a ball down that far touchline with less than 3 or 4 feet to spare without the thing rolling into touch.
You've also got a situation on the far sideline. There's not a lot of grass except for that new turf they put in. The ground actually painted over there, and the ball picks up a little bit more pace as soon as it reaches that part of the pitch.
Eck wins the ball from Armas. Price keeps it alive. Rodriguez, good recovery. But this is how the Fire works for each other. Jesse Marsh comes to his teammate Gutierrez's aid. Now Thornton decides to put the ball out of bounds as the Burn continued the attack. But when Bob Bradley talks about working for each other, Jesse Marsh provided you a great example of what that means. Rodriguez, Washington, and Trotman wanted a handball call, but Brozny too much for Razov.
A little bit of a miscommunication. Razov was really making the dummy run. He wanted to try to open up the space for Kosetsky, and as he made the run, the timing just a little bit off as Brozny tried to push it in front of Razov to where he thought Ante would be running.
There are your shots. At one time it was 3-0 in Chicago's favor. Shots on goal, 2-0 for the Fire. Alvarez was looking for Temak Suarez, former first-round draft pick, former star at the University of North Carolina. Well, I think has been told by his coaching staff, you simply need to deliver more this year. Suarez, the left footer, did not produce a point after last June 7th. Novak works over Alvarez.
Suarez turns 24 on April 19th. He shares the same birthday as the Fire's backup goalkeeper, Greg Sutton.
Trotman goes to the right foot and across the grain and bends it too far past the back post. Speaking of birthdays, Richard Ferrer turned 28 years old yesterday. Norma Stern turns 39 today. That name, Norma. Did you know my mother's name was Norma? Price strips Kosetsky.
I'd sing happy birthday, but I heard you can get sued.
C.J. Brown, he's had a couple of tough moments tonight. Love to smile, though. If you don't get a call you feel that you should have gotten or one goes against you don't think is fair, sometimes you just need to shrug it off.
There's a confrontation, Mickey Trotman and C.J. Brown. Whether it was a good call or a bad call, it was a call. And it's Dallas with possession.
Trotman tried to let it play through for Washington or Price. Novak stripped by Suarez. Fire with a 3-2 defensive advantage, however. Price, Washington leaves it for Trotman. The cross off of O'Caro, and Trotman guards the ball out of bounds for the corner kick.
That was a great opportunity for the Burn, and tremendous work by O'Caro because Dallas and worked the ball well, and they overloaded the far side. They had 3 players at the far side of the goal and only 1 Chicago defender. And if Vaccaro doesn't get his head on that one, Dallas may have a great crack to go on the scoreboard prior to the halftime intermission.
Fire with that 6'4" advantage in corners. Low service. Now Kubik. Good second touch to clear. Jerzy Podrożny, you want to talk about a fine touch. This guy has it. He can play that ball so delicately. Suarez, unsuccessful in his attempt to tackle Armas. Razov runs on. He's taken down. And Noel Kenny.
Wow. Noel Kenny is going to go ahead and call the goal kick. Chicago appealing for the penalty kick right there. Kenny did not have a good view of it. He would have needed some help from the assistant referee. But the fans here letting the referee know what they think about it. Razov going over the outstretched leg of Richard Farah. And perhaps the no call, the proper call, no question Ante would have liked to have gotten the penalty kick. He wasn't heading a goal, and the contact appeared to be somewhat incidental. And that's why the assistant referee kept the flag down.
Watching Farah's reaction, very interesting. He jumped up in protest as if to say, hey. But the call actually went his way, and we are at the end of the first half. The Fire and the Burn are scoreless here in the Fire's home opener at Soldier Field. Fire's coach Bob Bradley is with us on the sidelines. Bob, you were able to push the attack. You couldn't finish, but were you satisfied with your offensive organization?
I thought we did a pretty good job going forward. Sometimes the goals just don't come that easily. So tonight's a night where we have to be patient. I think we need to do a better job playing on the wings because we're trying to go down the middle a little too much.
Bob, with the field stymieing the Fire attack, a little bit inexperienced goalkeeper. Although it is not the Fire style as we've seen, might you be inclined to serve a few more balls high in the air in front of Matt Jordan?
I think we still need to play our game. We need to try to do the best we can with the field. And again, I think we can create chances and hopefully get some goals in the second half.
Thanks, Bob. Don't forget to put that ring in your locker.
All right. Thanks, man.
Bob Bradley with us as he now joins the Fire in the home dressing room at Soldier Field for intermission. We've got highlights. We'll introduce you to this week's MVP. Lots more coming your way. Fire and Burn.
It's an AL Central showdown. The White Sox and the Royals. Ray Durham leads the Kids against Johnny Damon and Kansas City. White Sox, Royals, tomorrow at 12:30 on Fox Sports Net Chicago.
Frank taught me all about Chicago. To get around, I take CIA.
It's the CTA.
And when Frank takes me to Greek town, I hear Oprah!
Oprah, you watch.
Yes, I bar it and Water Tower Palace.
Water Tower Place. Buckingham's a palace.
Buckingham's a fountain. How long you live here, Frank?
It's the Fire and the LA Galaxy in a Western Conference showdown. Saturday, April 17th at 7 p.m. Call for tickets today. Fire!
This gentleman got the door for 42 people. ComEd, what do you do with your power?
Santiago, Montevideo,
In 32 cities,
Sao Paulo, Santa Cruz,
throughout 18 countries,
Mexico City, Buenos Aires.
with over 100 flights a day, no other airline in the world brings you the promise of Latin America like we do.
Belo Horizonte.
Would you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Hey, Bull fan.
What are you waiting for?
Presenting the Applebee's Baby Bulls team. Just take a photo of your child in Bulls apparel and a basketball pose. Send it along with their name, age, address, and phone number to Fox Sports Chicago. The 5 cutest kids will receive 2 tickets to a Bulls luxury suite and be honored on court May 3rd before the Bulls-Pistons game.
Entries must be postmarked no later than April 16th.
Hey, Bulls fans!
What are you waiting for? Enter your child in the Applebee's Baby Bulls contest today.
It's never too late for pizza, Chicago, because Chicago's Pizza delivers till 5 a.m. That's right, the delicious pizza you've come to love is delivered to your home till 5 a.m. Call for fresh, hot, and fast delivery now or anytime you get the late-night munchies. Or pre-order your pizza to eat in our new dining room at 3006 North Sheffield. Chicago's Pizza. Call 773-477-2777 for hot and fast delivery.
Power. You want to make the right choices. We give you the power to decide for yourself. Power. 24 hours, 7 days a week. Nobody gives you more original live programming. The power of news to keep you up to date. Shows that go in-depth. Issues in context. Topics that matter to you. The power of Fox News Channel. News and information, fair and balanced. The most powerful name in news. Fox News Channel. We report, you decide.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.
Halftime as the Fire battles to make the celebration complete in the season opener. The home opener against Dallas at Soldier Field. Old Navy is proud to present the MVP of the week. New England Revolution keeper coach Walter Zenga tallied his 6th career shutout last Saturday at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The Spider-Man made finishing difficult for the Wizards, saving 7 shots, including a deflection of a diving header by Vicente Figueroa in the 70th minute. After a year's hiatus from MLS, Zenga has picked up right where he left off, notching 15 saves and allowing just 1 goal in his first 2 games. Old Navy congratulates Walter Zenga, the MVP of the week. Hey, kids, if you're 14 or under, you could be the next Old Navy MVP kid. Enter for your chance to score an MVP kid prize pack and an exciting game time introduction. Also 5 VIP tickets to a Fire game. Plus, you could win the grand prize trip to Boston for MLS Cup 99. You can pick up an entry form at participating Old Navy stores through June 15th or write to this address for the Old Navy store nearest you. Call 1-800-OLD-NAVY.
The word is out. Old Navy drawstring shorts are in.
Your favorite shorts for the family are drawstrings. Drawstrings.
I'm simply mad for them.
Drawstrings.
Hearts rat a tat for them.
Drawstrings. They're really good to be tied. Old Navy drawstrings.
Old Navy drawstring shorts for the family. $12.50 to $22.50.
Old Navy drawstring shorts.
Would you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
He turned pro at 16. At 18, he was a World Cup phenomenon. At 19, he became an international superstar. His name is Michael Owen. By the way, he's still only 19. Umbro.
On ATA, we don't have to get you here to get you there. Low nonstop fares and fewer restrictions, especially on short-notice trips. Call ATA and give your wallet a vacation. For work or play.
On ATA, you're on vacation.
Frank taught me all about Chicago. To get around, I take CIA.
It's the CTA.
And when Frank takes me to Greek town, I hear Oprah!
Oprah, you watch.
Yes, I bar it and water tower palace.
Water tower place. Buckingham's a palace.
Buckingham's a fountain. How long you live here, Frank?
It's the Fire and the LA Galaxy in a Western Conference showdown. Saturday, April 17th at 7 p.m. Call for tickets today. Fire!
Will you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Welcome back to Soldier Field. Don't go away. We've got highlights of the first half coming your way, but first we have this important reminder. The Chicago Fire's next home game will be Saturday, April 17th at 7 p.m. against the Los Angeles Galaxy at Soldier Field. This rematch of the 1998 Western Conference Finals is one of the fiercest rivalries in MLS. LA features midfield magician Mauricio Cienfuegos, along with high-flying winger Kobe Jones. LA and Chicago split the season series before the Fire won a close playoff series 2-0. The first 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a $19.99 magnetic schedule. For tickets, call Ticketmaster at 312-559-1212, the Chicago Fire at 888-MLS-FIRE, or visit the Soldier Field box office next Saturday, game day. Don't go away now. We've got those halftime highlights, and then the second half, the Fire in Dallas at Soldier Field.
Will you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
On the next Bulls Sox Underground, the kids are playing for real. We'll look back at the White Sox opening week. Plus, the Bulls march on to the finish line. All that and more on the next Bulls Sox Underground. Tomorrow at 11:30 on Fox Sports Net Chicago.
Hey, it's your cousin Ed. Fill up your fridge, buddy, because me and the family are coming to visit.
It's time to find some sun. On ATA, we make it easy to get away with low non-stop fares and few restrictions. Fast getaways, only on ATA.
So it's ATA again. Yeah, on ATA, you're on vacation. On ATA, you're on vacation.
Are you a soccer fan? Can't get enough of the sport you love? Read Soccer America. Get the most soccer news from around the country and around the world. Call 1-800-335-GOAL to start your weekly subscription. You won't miss any of the big plays with Soccer America. MLS, U.S. national team, college, international, interviews with the pros, scores, schedules, insight, opinion, analysis, and more. Soccer America delivers total soccer coverage every week. Call 1-800-335-GOAL to start your subscription. Call 1-800-335-GOAL now.
Introduce. On any given night, you can have any one of the bartenders at Glasgow serving you. But when you get them all together, you never know what could happen. Glasgow, always an adventure, never a bad time.
Check out Glasgow's free party room for all occasions. Book your party today. Call 773-281-1205.
smells funny. It's Smelly Telly on Cartoon Network. For the first time, you can smell the cartoons. Get your free scratch and sniff card by sending your name and address to Smelly Telly, P.O. Box 5064, Unionville, Connecticut 06087, or go to CartoonNetwork.com. The spelling starts April 26th, only on Cartoon Network.
The Fire on Fox Sports Net Chicago is brought to you by LaSalle Banks, the bank that works. By ComEd, what do you do with your power? ComEd, the official energy company of the Chicago Fire. By Corona Beer. And by All Sport, official sponsor of the Chicago Fire. A scoreless first half here at Soldier Field, but it was much more entertaining than that as we get set to start the second half and take a look at your LaSalle game summary. The Dallas Burn with that new club record for consecutive shutout minutes. And Kenny Stern, I would like to suggest to you that Roman Kosecki really energized the Chicago attack, even though, again, as Bob Bradley pointed out, they did everything but finish.
Now, it's going to be difficult to attack Dallas through the middle, so they're going to need to do it from the sides. And the ability of Kosecki to get behind the defense and service the ball effectively into the middle will be paramount.
We'll see Kosecki a time or two as we take a look at our first half highlights.
Sometimes you don't have to be making the saves to be helping your club. A goalkeeper can be measured by his effectiveness. And here's Zach Thornton coming out to play as an extra field player to knock that one out of danger. And here he comes out and punches another ball high into the air, out of danger. And here's one of Chicago's better opportunities, the service of Kosecki as he twists the ball through the middle. And here's one of the great battles. Each club with number 14, the game within the game, Armas and Alvarez. And eventually it's Chicago awarded the corner kick.
Let's take a look at your Subway first half stats. Corner kicks, the Burn really helped themselves in terms of pushing the attack in moments. At one time of possession was 63% in Chicago's favor, so Dallas did recover itself and again push the attack enough in moments that they were able to get themselves an opportunity or four off of set pieces.
No question, Chicago's ability to remain organized in the back turned out to be as important as that game thus far this season for the Fire, because Dallas was able to service the ball effectively in on a few occasions.
For the second half, Chicago wearing those red unis, moving left to right, attacking the goal at the south end of Soldier Field. Again, field conditions have also been an issue here tonight. Extremely bumpy, painted in some spots. Novak is fouled by Dade.
And let's remember, Eric Dade is the only player on either side to be cautioned through the first half. So he'll have to be a little bit careful so that he doesn't see that red card.
Former star at Virginia Commonwealth, the university. Also played for the Dallas Sidekicks in the former Continental Indoor Soccer League. Fire playing this free kick, everything to the back post now. Marsh and Razov break forward. Ball was ticketed for the near post. And Ferrer has a battle with Kosecki, who is called for the foul.
Roman Kosecki last season was the most fouled player in Major League Soccer prior to going down with the hamstring injury. This time, however, he is deemed to be the individual dishing out the punishment. Number 11 whistled for the infraction.
Oh, we missed a birthday in the first half. Nathan Jeffries. Mike, one of Bob Bradley's assistants. Mike, wife Terry. Daughter Caitlin and son AJ welcomed Nathan on Monday night. Boy, Mike's timing was perfect. They come back to Chicago after spending all that time away. Way to go, Terry, for waiting. Congratulations to all. Service for Washington. Too much air, and Zach Thornton. Easy pickings there. Now Razov is fouled.
Dante Razov with 2 goals and an assist in each of his first 3 matches this season. Says very simply, it's about time. He challenges Leonel Alvarez. Now Marsh and Podbrozny pick that up. Tamar Suarez, overlapping run for Brandon Pollard. Ball is cut off by Kubik. Pollard into the area, knocked down, tough touch, O'Carroll, Trotman grazes is off the outside of the post.
That was the best chance of the game. Trotman took it well. Number 20 for Dallas, uncorking the right-footed shot after the erroneous clearance by number 20 for Chicago. And he hits that ball with the right foot first time. No chance whatsoever for Zach Thornton. But that ball just captures a little bit of goal structure. Dallas unable to jump on the scoreboard after the mistake.
Szczególnie serdecznie witam specjalnie przybywca dzisiejszy mecz z Polski
Trotman got a little bit of energy off that chance. He comes a long way to challenge O'Carroll.
His technique was perfect as far as getting the shot off. He balanced himself well on his left foot. Waited for the ball to take that high up and then uncorked it with full power with the right foot.
That was a move reminiscent of the Stern turn. Stern, John of the Columbus Crew, a prolific scorer and a former teammate of Trotman's in New Orleans.
I thought you were talking about me.
Your knees were never that good.
Difficult enough just balancing on the left foot.
This is about as deep a throw-in as you can get for Dante Washington. Ball is played through. Trotman turns. Couldn't get enough balance on it. Contact with C.J. Brown.
Dallas worked the throw-in extremely well. Paddock came forward to punch it on.
Razov loses to Dade. The Fire reorganizes. For group and season ticket information, call the Fire ticket office, 1-888-MLS Fire. Kosetsky into the area, makes a move on Alvarez. His cross is cleared away by Suarez. Corner kick, Chicago.
Very effective run by Roman Kosetsky, but once again, he just could not get the support needed. He took it down deep, eventually cleared it across the goal line, put the Dallas defense under pressure, and the ball cleared out of danger for a Chicago corner kick.
Novak, low liner. Cleared out by Alvarez. C.J. Brown finds Kosetsky. Suarez falls. The entry pass is cleared by Dallas. Handball. Suarez has been a little bit more involved for the Burn here in the first 7 minutes. There's Dave Durr.
Chicago whistled for 2 quick fouls, and Dallas now able to get that ball in fairly deep in the offensive third of the field, and they'll look to be playing it high in the air to Washington or Trotman.
Bounced in, and the side of the net.
Sneaky shot there.
Oh.
By Kreis.
Well, these teams do have a history, and that history is a tight one. remember last year here on the 1st of July, Brian Haynes scored a goal from about 30 yards out that was actually nominated for Goal of the Year.
There were some great goals scored in that game. All 5 goals scored in the first half, including Haynes. That was Lone Dallas score. Lubo Skubik had a huge game. Chicago's number 5 came forward from the central defender to chip the goalkeeper.
Got a foot race, Trutman.
That was Garth Lagaway on that day. And then a few days later, on the 4th of July, Kubik scored the only goal of the game as he chipped Mark Dodd. And those were 2 of the classier goals we saw all year.
Novak is fouled by X. Price gives Kubik the problem. Good ball just to keep it alive by Temoc Suarez.
Fans, next Saturday, the Fire welcomes Western Conference rivals, the Los Angeles
Fire
Galaxy.
worked in the early stages of the second half to use the wings more effectively, as Bob Bradley said he would like. Dallas has been pretty effective marking tightly at midfield. Fire has not gotten the space to push the attack from the half line tonight.
It'll be interesting to see as Chicago brings in number 16, Josh Wolf, who's been very effective off the bench. The first 2 matches of the season, Wolf came on as a reserve. He started the game in Miami.
Oh, Washington, a left-footed rocket behind Jason Price.
In each of those first 2 matches, though, he came on for Frank Clopas, who started those games, with Bob Bradley looking to Clopas in each of those matches for only 60-65 minutes. And if he brings in Wolf, I don't think he'd take off Kasetsky, because Roman has been one of the more effective players, as we've discussed. So we wonder about Roman's conditioning and whether or not he'll be game fit to go full 90 minutes.
A couple other matches tonight in Major League Soccer. Second half, DC United with the 2-1 lead on New England. But Grozny had a little trouble. Dallas is making some overtures in its attacking third in terms of stripping the ball away from the Fire and doing something with it. Dallas has the numbers in its defensive third. 6 defenders, 4 and 5 Chicago attackers, though. Kosetsky gets space on Alvarez. Pollard just gets in the way. And then Price trying to spring Dante Washington. Spring yourself for one of these. No easier way to attend a Fire game than by purchasing a Fire Flex Plan. The booklet of 20 undated vouchers to be used as you choose throughout the regular season. The Fire Flex Plan saves you money and time, gets you great seats, and caters to your ever-busy schedule. For more information, 888-MLS-FIRE.
That's a great change there by Chris Armas. That ball coming up high. Gutierrez does extremely well to pull it down under control.
Byrne has the numbers here. Off the turnover. Good win for Brown off Jason Price. But Grozny, little too light for Razov.
We do see that Lubos Kubek is straight forward a little bit here to support the midfield.
Fire pushing forward, Podbrozhny, Razov, settles it down, left foot, save Jordan.
Had Jordan making a relatively easy save there. Chicago works it forward. Podbrezny finds Razov. Ante does extremely well inside the box to turn under control and hit the off-balance left-footed shot. If he could get that thing to skip a little bit short of Jordan, then it'll put the Dallas goalkeeper under pressure.
Razov's effort around Eric Dade, your ComEd power shot. Kosetsky breaking, Jordan well off his line. He nearly collides with his mate Ferrer.
Good read by the youngster from Clemson, as it appeared that Kosetsky got the position. Jordan came off the line to clear it out of danger.
But Podbrozhny loses the ball to Suarez. Keeps it alive through the legs of Marsh. Foul is called at the 18-yard line. Lubos Kubek got tangled up with Dante Washington. Now some words between Washington and Francis O'Carroll.
This is a great scoring opportunity for Dallas. 19 yards away from the goal, and you see Kubek with the foul. The whistle blew quickly as referee Kenny deemed that Trotman did not have that goal-scoring chance. And it did appear the Fire defender was converging and the Dallas attacker off balance.
There you saw why Dante Washington took issue with Francis O'Carroll with the ball blown dead. Francis knocked it away from Washington's feet.
Let's remember, MLS is instructing the officials to make certain that those players aren't infringing. 10 yards means 10 yards, not 9, not 8, not 7. Referee Kenny's going to pull that wall back until he's comfortable. And it allows Dallas even that much more of a good opportunity. Jason Price is extremely strong off of these dead ball situations. He can bend it around the wall and hit the net.
Price is still complaining to the referee Kenny that Chicago is not back far enough. And Kenny says back further. And to a man. Save O'Carroll on the far edge. The Fire has stuffed it up. Now Price, one-timer shot is saved by Thornton. Mickey Trotman, it was a well-designed play, but Zach Thornton was even to it.
That was a beautifully designed free kick by the Burn, and that is the save of the match for Chicago. Price, who is a very threatening player on those free kicks, he used the option of shooting as a decoy. He finds it to Trotman. Trotman hits it as cleanly as you can. And Thornton is able to just cover as much goal as possible and knock that ball out of danger.
More contact, and I believe that Kenny has gone to the pocket.
Referee Kenny has gone to the pocket. And look at the free kick moments earlier. Jason Price finds Trotman. Thornton comes across the middle, does not overcommit, knocks it out of danger, and that's why we are still tied at 0.
Noel Kenny has shown a red card.
This rivalry is really heating up right now.
Kenny has carded Eric Dade. Second caution equals red.
It was Razov on the dribble, and again, Dade, a very sloppy foul from behind. He may have gotten the ball, but you're not allowed to tackle from behind like that. We talked about it. When you have a yellow card, it's like having 5 personal fouls in a basketball game. One more foul and you're out, and Eric Dade, who was booked in the first half, is seen a little bit red here, and that is some proper officiating by the referee.
I think that was a red card on its merits, the tackle from behind. And Eric Dade puts Dallas down a man in the 62nd minute. So a big break for the Fire, which, again, remember, has got a great deal of bench strength. With Josh Wolf and Frank Klopa still fresh, to name two guys, Dima Kovalenko, a player who has great speed, the rookie out of Indiana University, all in the wings for Chicago. Richie Kotschow also.
Eric Dade, high marks on aggressiveness, but it was not the most intelligent time to tackle from behind. And he had a little bit of coverage defensively. Chicago now on the free kick as the Fire goes 11 against 10.
Kubik curls it behind Jesse Marsh. Eric Dade getting a little involved verbally with the fans in the northwest corner of the Soldier Field stands.
Major League Soccer's directives to the officials relates to taking action when they see players making those challenges from behind. And the players have to take note, as we see an infraction going against the referee pointing one way, but I think that whistle went against Chicago's Kasetsky. A little bit of history related to Kasetsky and the referee, Kenny. There you see the whistle.
Take a look there at Richard Ferrer, who has been livid with Noel Kenny since the closing minute of the first half. Ferrer wanted a diving call on Razov. Remember, the two came into contact inside the area in the 45th minute. Ferrer came up asking for a yellow card for Razov for diving. And he has been on Kenny's case for much of the second half. Ferrer wearing the captain's armband for Dallas.
The referee did not award the penalty kick.
Oh, Novak for Marsh. Plays it back to the captain. Good win of the ball by Mickey Trotman. Throw in Chicago deep.
Dallas is going to some fresh legs. David Durr isn't going to wait any longer. With only 10 field players, he's going to Kirk Wilson.
Wilson, a supplemental draft pick out of Drake University. Watched him in training yesterday. He has got a nasty shot.
Member of the U.S. Under-23 squad. He was the 1998 most valuable player for the El Paso Patriots of the A-League.
Looked like a handball.
Roman was taken down, no call made. The throwing for Chicago. Going back to that situation though, at the end of the first half, Brian, Razov was taken down. No penalty kick was called. We saw in the replay that indeed there should not have been a penalty kick called. And had the referee ruled that Ante was diving to try to bait him into the call, he would have booked Razov, but he felt the contact incidental and that Chicago's number 12 had every right to go to the bench.
Join the Fire for the next home game next Saturday, April 17th, 7 p.m. The Los Angeles Galaxy in town. 888 MLS Fire. 4 tickets. Jesse Marsh. Long history with his coach Bob Bradley, dating to their days at Princeton University. Washington. O'Carroll closes quickly and is called for the foul.
Boy, Francis is asking what was that about?
He's pleading a 50-50 ball. But Noel Kenny is going to spot the ball for the burn.
Francis feels that he got the ball cleanly. There we saw he may have gotten a little bit too much ankle, though. Another chance, and you can make up your minds for yourself whether or not he got ball, got ankle. Regardless, it will be a dangerous free kick opportunity for Dallas as Josh Wolf gets ready to check into the game.
Bryce fires, and it's blocked by the wall. Headed on by Eck and cleared out by Diego Gutierrez. Play is stopped as the burn is called for a push foul. Quick restart. Gutierrez, oh, great move! Kemak Suarez recovered nicely after being unpressed by Gutierrez. But Grozny's service for Kosecki. And a goal kick for Dallas. Roman Kosecki. A 13-year professional career in Poland, Turkey, Spain, and in France. 221 games in European play. 69 caps also for the Polish national team. Ted Eck tried to push it through to Suarez in the center, but there are 3 red jerseys in between. Ball thrown off the back of Pollard. Now the left-footed cross behind.
Good run by Pollard as he comes out of the back to support the attack. And here comes all fast forward into the match. It appears Diego Gutierrez is coming off. Josh Wolf coming on. I call him fast forward because he's fast. He's a forward. And when he comes on to the field 70 minutes into the match, opposing defenders feel like somebody hit the fast forward button on their VCR. We will have to look up and observe the tactical changes. Wolf a forward coming on. For Gutierrez, a midfielder. So Chicago going with 3 players now up front. Let's remember they're playing against 10 players, 9 in the field for Dallas.
Wolf from Novak. High. So within a minute of his entry, Josh Wolf makes something happen.
Old fast forwards up to his tricks right here. He gets behind the defense. The ball just takes a little bit of an unkind roll as he goes to strike it. It comes up a little bit high, and the shot missed hit because of that.
Taco Bell is a proud partner of the Chicago Fire.
Wolf taking the place of Kosecki as a front runner for the Fire. Razov also up there. Kosecki now playing a more withdrawn spot on the wing. His service a little too far as Chris Armas charges into the attack. Johnny Torres has scored in the 83rd minute to force a shootout at New England, the Revolution in DC United. San Jose and Kansas City went to the shootout earlier today. The Wizards finally breaking that long scoreless drought, but falling in the shootout. Here's Wolf.
In that game, Kansas City goalkeeper Chris Snicko was red carded during the shootout. Evidently he was whistled for an infraction outside of the box. David Winter had to come on, and I guess San Jose seemed to have an easy time from there.
Wilson crossing. Offside is Dante Washington.
Well, that's a fortunate flag for Chicago because Washington found the net. Moments earlier, the Fire defense stepped up, and it appeared Washington was left in an offside position on that occasion. But this time, it is clear from our replay that number 10, Dante Washington, is in an offside position. And that really was unnecessary. Had Dante been watching the last defender, he could have cheated with that defender, remained onside, and gave his club the lead. But a little bit of laziness, a little sloppiness on the part of Dallas's front runner deprived their club of a goal-scoring chance.
Don't miss a minute of Major League Soccer action here at Soldier Field. For season and group ticket information, call the Fire ticket office, 888 MLS Fire. Wolf is fouled by Ferrer.
Josh Wolf showed Ferrer a lot of ball. And then as Ferrer started charging, Josh used his quickness to jump in front of the ball, forcing the Dallas captain to tackle from behind.
But Brozny, Kosetsky, blocked by Jordan.
I think Roman Kosetsky thought that that ball was targeted for the upper side of the near corner. And that is the save of the game by the Dallas goalkeeper. As Kosetsky gets behind the defense, the flag did not come up. And Jordan, holding his ground, makes the save.
Great recovery by Leonel Alvarez. Novak. C.J. Brown tries to trap it. It's cleared. For Price. Kirk Wilson, the rookie, left alone. Jorge Rodriguez running on. The win for Razov. He is onside on Razov. Brandon Pollard cuts him off. Another corner kick for Chicago.
Tremendous recovery by Pollard. He tried to play Razov offside. Chicago's timing once again was perfect. Ante outside, took it goalward. And just a tremendous recovery on the part of Brandon Pollard keeps Chicago off the scoreboard.
Armas and Pollard. Out of bounds to Dallas. Brandon Pollard, the former University of Virginia star.
Moments earlier with Chicago out of the back. You'll see the timing perfect. The ball played. Number 12, Razov, onside. He turns goalward. And Pollard came from the near side after trying to pull him offside. Knocked it out of danger.
Speed to burn. For this two-time All-America at UVA, also a member of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team. Wonder if he has used his degree in exercise physiology to improve his speed. Boy, he had a great close there.
Rather awkward stoppage at play here.
Oh, Brown gives a bump to Price and is called for the foul. Price looking for Washington, headed out by Kubik. Novak with space. Touch behind Leonel Alvarez. Razov, nice idea, looking for Brozny. More to the right wing. Poor touch by Kemar Suarez, perhaps the result of some tired legs. Dave Durer has gone to his bench once, but remember, the red card, the ejection of Eric Day, the Burns defender in the 62nd minute, has left Chicago with a man advantage and Dallas a man short for the duration. Kubik Armas, the 1999 Fire Red replica jerseys are now on sale. To get your replica kit, check out the Fire gear section on the Fire's website, www.chicago-fire.com.
Chris Armas has had himself a heck of a game. 13 minutes remaining, and Chris looks like it's still the first minute of the match. His work rate has not decreased at all. And he's gotten very active here in the second half, winning balls in the midfield and trying to get his team going goalward.
Novak tackled by Ferrer. Opening loss at Spartan Stadium to the Fire, San Jose has won 3 consecutive games, all in the shootout. Service for Wolf. Crossed it for Podbrosny, but it's cleared by the sweeper Ferrer. Washington is fouled by Wolf, by Jesse Marsh.
A good chance, good one on the ball at the back by O'Caro. He left it for Peter Novak. A tremendous change of the field by Novak got Josh Wolf isolated on the far side, which is really what Chicago would like to do at this point of the match. But when Josh served it into the middle, he just didn't have the support. The tired lugs unable to chase that down.
Oh, Marsh keeps it away from Dante Washington. Price running on and overran the ball. Novak for Wolf. Ferrer. Kosetsky. Left foot fire. Saved by Jordan. Great move, and he got a good look.
That was a wicked shot. That ball knuckling all the way. Pat Ekton, the worst thing possible. He backed up inside the box. Allowed Kosetsky the opportunity to take him on. Roman, a well-taken left-footed shot.
And here he comes again. Beats 2 defenders. Crosses it low. It's intercepted and cleared by Ferrer for the throw-in.
Moments earlier, it's Kosetsky on the dribble. Just as strong in the 80th minute as he was in the first. Taking on the Dallas defender, who's backing into the box. The left-footed shot. Jordan takes 1 step off the line to make his job a little bit easier. And another big save out on the part of the Dallas goalkeeper. He has not allowed a goal yet this season.
Replacing number 16.
Brian Haynes takes the place of Temak Suarez.
Must have tripped over the turf. An awkward turf there because the referee was right there and didn't rule there to be an infraction. Haynes coming into the game, 36 years of age, but a fresh set of legs and a player that can be very effective with his left foot.
Washington and Brown. C.J. Brown does a nice job under heavy pressure from Washington. Talk to guys around the league and they will tell you that C.J. sometimes seems to struggle, and then all of a sudden from nowhere he will win a great ball. And that's part of the beauty of this game.
His athleticism is unmatched at this point of the season here in MLS, and it gets him out of some very, very difficult situations, and his teammates have a great deal of confidence in him that he can mark up on his player without needing the support.
Kubik. Armas. Runs off in the neighborhood. Oh, so close.
Again, a little bit of miscommunication. Jordan coming out. Went for heads. He would have been best to stay on his goal line.
Kosetsky taken down. Play on, says the referee. picture was worth 1,000 words.
This is one official that perhaps isn't going to give Roman Kosetsky any benefit.
But Brozny has a chance.
Moments earlier was Kosetsky inside the box. The confrontation taking place and Roman eventually going down.
And now the cross. Wolf and Podbrozhny were in the neighborhood, but were beaten in the air. Kubik pops up. Podbrozhny tries to return. Kubik was fouled at the arc, and no call is made.
Kubik was flattened.
That was supposed to be a 1-2 play, but Kubik wasn't around for the end of it.
He got to about 1 7/8 and then ended up on the ground. And that play was on as well. I think the referee had quite a few players between him and Kubik and apparently lost sight. And we continue on with under 8 minutes remaining.
The Fire trying to extend an 8-game MLS win streak. They've won 9 overall, and they have tonight registered the best home opening attendance in MLS, 27,311. Here's Wolf, fires, wide.
Again, Jordan with a huge save. This was 1 against 1, a tremendous pass out of the midfield. Spring and Josh Wolf free. There, Jordan gains more confidence with every minute. There's the ball played over the top by Novak. What a sensational pass by Peter Novak. Josh Wolf hit it well, but Jordan was up to the task. We remain tied at 0.
In the last 4 or 5 minutes, I think that they have tilted the field north to south because everything is rolling into the Chicago attacking zone. Novak, Marsh's header is high.
We were talking earlier when we saw Kosetsky go down inside the box, no call made. And after the incident during the preseason and Roman being suspended the first 3 games as he was deemed to have been abusive towards the referee, we wonder as the season goes on, we'll have to see whether his strike zone may have been widened a little bit. He may not be getting those calls.
It's another very simple way to put that. There is a question now as to whether or not Kosa is a marked man. Got a final. DC United has picked up a point and gone to 3-0 on the season. The shootout victory. Kosetsky goes down, and this time he does draw the foul call.
I guess that one was down the middle of the plate. Kosetsky on the dribble. He pushes it by Jason Kreis. And it goes over the top. Not a lot of contact, but I always feel that a player has to have the right to protect himself if he feels his legs are about to be cut out from under him. If Roman kept running straight without going over the top, no question Kreis would have cut his legs out.
C.J. Brown hustles up into the area. Podbrozhny, back post looking for O'Carroll. Jerzy Podbrozhny, Bob Bradley said in the preseason that he knew that Jerry was feeling more comfortable about his surroundings this year because he was muttering all kinds of things under his breath that the coach couldn't understand.
Well, both these coaches right now would love the opportunity to get 3 valuable points in the standings. But in the same respect, as we hit the 4-minute mark, both these coaches will start to give consideration towards the shootout. And you may see a strange substitution in the final last 30 seconds. A player like Frank Pope is coming out in the field. There may be a defender coming off so that Frank might be available for the shootout.
Eck beats Marsh to the ball. And now C.J. Brown, sweet move to deny Dante Washington. He will not quit. but the Fire has the advantage in the back.
That's been a tremendous matchup, C.J. Brown and Dante Washington. Dante Washington can be very, very effective, and if you're playing with only 10 men in the field, you'd love to have a front runner like Dante Washington that's capable of doing it all by himself.
Marsh for Rozoff, and Jordan is there as Ante tried to flick it on between the Dallas defense.
Ante wanted that ball down to at his feet, but I don't think Jesse Marsh could get it through the defense without having to lift the ball in the air.
Foul is called. Join the Fire for the next home game, Saturday, April 17th. That's next Saturday, 7 p.m. Los Angeles Galaxy in town. 888 MLS Fire for tickets. These teams, to put it simply, don't much like each other.
LA's going to be that much more ornery as they are not off to a good start.
Well, they've played four matches, won the first two, lost the last two, including one to Columbus on Thursday night, all in the shootout. Price, blocked by Podrozny. Give the Burns credit. One thing that has served them well is they now work on a third consecutive game without allowing a goal in regulation. Santel got hurt, but he got hurt early in the season, and they have had the same group together in the back since the beginning of a very long preseason that began in early February in Mexico. Wolf. Rozoff now playing a more withdrawn role. Kubik. Through the legs of Washington and back to the wing. Kubik crosses it. Armas is in the neighborhood. Guards the ball well now, Novak. Marsh and Kosetsky were in the neighborhood. Kosetsky loops it beyond. He goes down in the corner of the area.
That was a bad foul as we take a look at Jorge Rodriguez, who scored that goal in the 90th minute. But Brian Haynes coming back right there to mark on Kosetsky, slid very, very late. Robin's cross was erroneous as it went over the line. Referee Kenny coming over to check on his buddy, though, Roman Kosetsky. But there you see it. That's a sloppy foul, and although perhaps an infraction should not be called there as the ball was errant anyway, the referee could still come over and book the player for that type of late foul. Tommy Stone coming into the game. Tommy, as we mentioned, excels on the shootout. He's an effective player. C.J. Brown coming on. Tommy had a huge goal against Los Angeles last year in that Western Conference Finals on the shootout.
Noel Kenny stopped the clock with 23 seconds remaining. Podrozny. Long ball too far for Josh Wolf.
Well, it seems like the shootout is the flavor of the day here in Major League Soccer. 2 games already determined. DC United victorious, San Jose victorious, and this game is also going to be determined by the tie-breaking system.
We will go to a third shootout in week 4 of the 1999 Major League Soccer season as Zach Thornton and Matt Jordan put together clean sheets in regulation. Jordan tested more severely than Thornton. Chicago and Dallas scoreless and going to the shootout at Soldier Field.
Would you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Tommy? Yeah?
Becky Swanson's big brother says monsters live under little kids' beds. Becky Swanson's brothers don't. Besides, why scare monsters away? Tommy? He says they live in closets, too.
These boys warded off countless monsters for 9 straight hours. ComEd, what do you do with your power?
Today, if you're competing globally, choosing the right business partner isn't just important. It can be a matter of survival. And that's why you need a partner like American Airlines. With daily nonstops to Tokyo, New York, and London, and more nonstops from O'Hare to Europe than any other airline, American is there to help you open every door and close every deal. Because while American means business in Chicago, so do you.
Frank taught me all about Chicago. To get around, I take CIA.
It's the CTA.
And when Frank takes me to Greek town, I hear Oprah!
Oprah, you watch.
Yes, I bar it and water tower palace.
Water Tower Place. Buckingham's a palace.
Buckingham's a fountain. How long you live here, Frank?
It's the Fire in the LA Galaxy in a Western Conference showdown. Saturday, April 17th at 7 p.m. Call for tickets today.
Fire! Would you be a dear and pass me my free sandwich?
Get free food at Subway. Order 3 of the same item after 3 o'clock, and the 4th one's on us. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
The Fire on Fox Sports Net Chicago has been brought to you by ComEd. What do you do with your power? ComEd, the official energy company of the Chicago Fire. By American Airlines, something special in the air. By Subway, the way a sandwich should be. And by Honda of Lyle. Brian Haynes will start the shootout for Dallas. Long first touch, and he makes it.
Each player with 5 seconds to dribble in and let go of a shot. The goalkeeper can only leave the line after the whistle blows and the flag comes down. That time it was Haynes, a long first touch, and he was able to slide it right by Zach Thornton.
Jesse Marsh won a playoff game last fall in the shootout against Colorado. He tries to keep Chicago even against the rookie Matt Jordan.
Matt Jordan got a lot of that ball, but he didn't quite get enough. It was Jesse Marsh, very calm, very cool. Beat the Dallas goalkeeper.
The captain, Ferrer. Next for the burn. 27,000 plus on their feet. Ferrer makes it 2 for 2 for the burn.
Ferrer scores 2-1 now.
Ferrer, well taken shot. Zach Thornton beaten to the right. The Dallas captain showing a little bit of celebration, a little bit of relief. We'll take the rest of the night off.
Now Ante Razov's turn. And so after 2 rounds, the Burn with the 2-1 advantage.
Second round, Dallas leads 2-1.
A great read by Matt Jordan. Ante wanted to bend it with the left foot to the goalkeeper's right. Jordan moved before the ball was even struck with Razov's left foot. And now Dallas will try to go up by a 2-goal margin.
Zarco, green eyes, Jorge Rodriguez.
His first shootout attempt this year.
Gobbles it up. Boy, that's like a fly in the spider web there. Tommy Sohn.
Number 6, Tommy Sohn.
Came into this game in the final minutes. Now has a chance to bring Chicago even in the tiebreaker. Tried to chip it over the keeper, Jordan. Good extension by Jordan.
Sensational composure by Matt Jordan. As you mentioned, Tommy Sohn tried to chip it. Jordan remained patient and won that chess match.
This is Bobby Ryan, the rookie out of the University of Connecticut, scored 15 goals for the Huskies a season ago. If he makes this, he puts the next 2 Chicago shooters, who I believe will be Podrozny and perhaps Wolf, into must-make. They've got a problem with the shootout clock. They can't get it to reset to 5.
Well, they have a backup system down on the field.
There you go. Well, the backup system is what the coaches use in practice every day. The handheld.
All the pressure here on the Chicago goalkeeper, Zach Thornton. His club trails by a goal at this point.
Now the clock has gone double zeros again. And on top of everything else, it's chilly, it's windy, and you're making them wait.
Well, if they can wait, we can wait.
The Fire 16-3 here at Soldier Field a season ago. Comes up big.
That was almost a replay of the confrontation between Jordan and Tommy Sohn. The shooter taking it to the right. He tried to chip the Chicago goalkeeper. Zach just stuck out his big left claw and pushed that one out of danger.
Last fall, Jerzy Podrozny scored the game-winning shootout goal against Los Angeles to put the Fire into MLS Cup '98. He could really use another one here. And Jordan back off of the initial tap to scramble and keep it from crossing the line.
Well, another quarter of an inch. And Jordan's beaten because that ball just caught his fingertips. Jordan got just enough fingertip on that ball to prevent it from going in. And now Dallas will try to win the game.
10x for the victory here. native of Springfield, Illinois. An attacking player for much of his professional career. So now a defensive midfielder, but he knows what to do with it. Dallas wins. Tedek buries it right side in the shootout. And the burn ruins celebration night at Soldier Field. In MLS high, 27,311 come to watch the Fire begin their encore of their championship run of a year ago. Dallas comes in and pours the ice water on it.
Well, it was Tedek who scored the winner. Haynes and Fair also scoring on the shootout for Dallas, but there's the man and the player of the match, Matt Jordan. The young goalkeeper from Clemson University with his third shutout. He made save after save during the second half of this match to keep the game scoreless. And he came up huge in the shootout with saves on Razov, Son, and Pobrezny. Only Jesse Marsh able to score for Chicago.
Your LaSalle Banks player of the game is Matt Jordan. Pressed into service because of the injury to the starting keeper, the perennial all-star Mark Dodd. And Jordan showing some great form tonight. He came up no bigger than in the closing stages of regulation when he stopped Josh Wolf on a close shot to Jordan's right. Tedek with the game winner in the shootout. And this will show up on the line score as a 1-0 victory for the Burn.
Well, Dave Durr alluded to the fact that this could be a breakout season for Matt Jordan. And his goalkeeper came up huge tonight. It was a Chicago Fire team that gave it everything they had. They tried to attack. They had many chances. Some great service into the middle and some outstanding defensive work by the Dallas team. They come away with the 1-0 shootout.
Let's take a look at your final stats. Dallas now working on a shootout streak that has reached 328 minutes. The Fire carried the play in many respects, but in the end could not finish. And the Burn wins it. Those your Subway final stats. There's Matt Jordan's big stop on Jerzy Podbrozny. Matt Jordan, your man of the match, and Dallas defeats the Fire in Chicago's home opener. Now for Kenny Stern and the gang, I'm Brian Davis. Burn comes and takes one out in Chicago. So long from Soldier Field.